If you were to encounter someone who was cold, hungry, and in need of assistance, what would be your first instinct? Would you drop everything and help them, or would you turn around, walk away, and never look back? The world today is a harsh place. We're all just trying to get by, and sometimes we need a little bit of help to pull through. Well, at least that's what many of us may think. That's why things like donation drives, fundraisers, and charity events have become so popular in society today. However, while such things are done with good intention, it would do everyone a bit of good if they truly understood what they were raising funds for and for them to determine where the money is going. Today's story is a cautionary tale, and it's the story of Johnny Bobbitt and his $400,000 GoFundMe scam. Welcome back to Business Explained. Let's dive into today's story. You've all probably heard about GoFundMe. It's America's #1 crowdfunding platform that individuals from all walks of life can use to donate money to a wide variety of causes. The company was founded in May 2010 in San Diego, California by Andrew Belisar and Brad Damphouse, who had previously founded the website Pager. At first, GoFundMe was known as Create a Fund, but it changed its name to what we know it as today after management made various upgrades to the platform. By March 2017, the company had risen through the ranks and had become the biggest crowdfunding platform across the globe. It had raised over $3 billion since it was launched in 2010, and it receives over a whopping $140 million in donations per month. Sounds pretty cool, right? However, while GoFundMe is primarily used to raise money for charitable causes such as scholarship funds, hospital bills, or the like, people can also use it to raise money for whatever cause they want. Now, what does Johnny Bobbitt have to do with all of this? If GoFundMe was created to help people obtain the resources that they need, how can it possibly lead to something so bad? Well, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now remember, if you want to learn more about schemes like this, learn more all about things money, get educated about how to do business, become business savvy, and enjoy more videos like these, subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell, and may you be granted with many sweet returns. Little is known about Johnny S. Bobbitt's early life, but according to him, he was a military veteran who came to the city of Philadelphia a while back, and he ended up homeless on the streets after a series of bad choices on his part. He then sat outside stores asking for money that was allegedly supposed to help him get back home. He had a sign with him that read, "Homeless ex-vet trying to go home. Anything helps," which prompted people to give him a little bit of money in hopes of helping him get back home. It was while Johnny was asking for money that he allegedly met a woman named Kate McClure. Kate had run out of gas near the Philadelphia I-95 exit where Johnny was stationed, and she needed some help to get out of the jam she was in. Naturally, Johnny played Good Samaritan and helped her out. Supposedly, this is what motivated Kate to give him a helping hand and find a way to increase his funds to get him home. Before we get further into that story, Johnny actually frequented another spot before moving to the Philadelphia I-95 exit. It was outside the Dollar Tree in the Port Richmond shopping center, and he would sit on a piece of cardboard to greet shoppers as they walked around the area. Johnny was noted as not intrusive when it came to asking for money, and he would usually be reading books. That's what drew people's attention to him and what pushed people to engage in conversation with him. Apparently, Johnny had come to Philadelphia from North Carolina to start a new job, but something happened and the job fell through. As he had no income, he was unable to secure a living space, and that was why he ended up homeless. Johnny also claimed to have a problem with his prescription drugs and that because his prescription had expired, he was buying his meds on the street. Now that we've gotten a little more background on Johnny Bobbitt, let's go back to our story. So Johnny Bobbitt met Kate McClure. Kate was driving into Philadelphia and had run out of gas at around 11 p.m. and she was afraid because it was late and there were virtually no other cars around. She didn't know what to do and she was getting anxious. She then realized that the only way to get her car started again was to get gas for it herself. However, Johnny went up to Kate and told her to stay in her car where it was safe, and he proceeded to buy her gas with his last $20. Overcome with gratitude, Kate decided to start a GoFundMe campaign for Johnny. This is what she wrote in her post. Johnny did not ask me for $1, and I couldn't repay him at that moment because I didn't have any cash, but I have been stopping by his spot for the past few weeks. I repaid him for the gas, gave him a jacket, gloves, a hat, and warm socks, and I gave him a few dollars every time I see him. She also wrote that Johnny had been in the Marine Corps and was a firefighter and a paramedic before he ended up on the streets. McClure had initially aimed for $10,000 to help Johnny get back on his feet, but the media got wind of Johnny's story and many generous hearts poured out their donations for him. Donations skyrocketed, and by the end of the campaign, over $400,000 had been raised for Johnny. This was a heartwarming tale, until it wasn't. Apparently, Kate McClure, Johnny Bobbitt, and Kate's boyfriend, Mark D'Amico, had faked the whole thing. The feel-good story of how Johnny helped Kate and was rewarded 100-fold was built on deception. Soon after the campaign ended, Bobbitt filed a lawsuit against McClure and D'Amico for withholding the funds they raised for him. The lawsuit alleged that the couple used the GoFundMe account as their personal piggy bank to fund a lifestyle that they could not otherwise afford. Bobbitt accused D'Amico of using the money from the fundraiser for gambling, which D'Amico confessed to but claimed to have paid back. D'Amico also pointed out that they would only give Bobbitt the money once he was free from drugs, drawing back to how Johnny had abused drugs in the past. This promoted authorities to dig even deeper into the case. What they found shocked those who had been following the story of Johnny Bobbitt. Apparently, the entire fundraising initiative was really a hoax, and Johnny was in on it. Their scheme began to unravel once the trio appeared on various shows to talk about their story. Kate had even texted a friend that it was all a hoax, confirming that the story was made up. After a series of investigations, the couple and Johnny were charged in court, and in March 2019, Johnny Bobbitt pleaded guilty in court to conspiracy to commit money laundering, and Kate McClure admitted to wire fraud. Bobbitt and D'Amico also faced state charges of theft by deception and conspiracy to commit theft. By January 2020, D'Amico was hit with a 16-count federal indictment after he pleaded guilty to the state's charges. All in all, the trio scammed 14,000 people and made off with over $400,000. What are your thoughts on the story of Johnny Bobbitt? Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment them down below in the comment section, and I'll be responding to all of you who comment during the first hour of me posting this video. If you enjoyed this video, you should check out my other video titled The Story of Victor Lustig and How He Sold the Eiffel Tower Twice. If you were approached by a charismatic stranger who tells you that you will soon be rich beyond your wildest dreams and will become the owner of one of the most prominent landmarks to have ever been built on Earth once you buy it off of him, what would you do? Would you give in and say you were traveling to France? Now France is popular for having many beautiful landmarks. Each of them is rich in history and is a vital part of French culture. We have the Arc de Triomphe, the Palace of Versailles, the Notre Dame de Paris, and arguably the most famous one of them all, the Eiffel Tower. Now, did you ever hear the story about the man who sold the Eiffel Tower? Yeah, it was a man named Victor Lustig, and it wasn't just once, but twice. Now, who was Victor Lustig? How did he get around to selling the Eiffel Tower? And what happened to him right after that? Check out the story of Victor Lustig and how he sold the Eiffel Tower twice to learn all about it. Stay tuned, stay educated.